brings you down, life kicks you back out. It's such a roller coaster. Ugh, that's messed up. It's just the story of our lives. This podcast is brought to you by Creating You. Creating things creatively. That's just the story of our lives.
Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of the Life Story Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea, and today as a guest we have Josh, aka RabidGG. How about you tell us about yourself? You have a notepad.
No, I know, and it's right there. I just still want to laugh because it's awkward.
Okay,
So
we're not re-recording this bit.
be
This is just how it's going to start.
I'm from Oklahoma. I'm almost 31. That's how many I am. And I work in IT. I stream. I'm about to start doing YouTube very, very dominantly in my life. So that's going to be very interesting. And yeah, that's who I am. I'm also a terrible person to do intros with.
Clearly. This is fine. I'm fine.
A little too improv, I guess.
You know what?
Be the worst actor.
Let's bring it. Let's kick up the improv. All right, so I've now finally have a name for this segment. I'm calling it My Favorite Things, and I'm going to list off 5 different things, and you can't think about it. You just have to say the first thing that comes to your head for whatever category it is that I tell you. So, first things first, what is your favorite movie?
Why did I think about that Howard Hughes movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it? It's not even my favorite, but that's what popped in my head first. So that's what we're going with.
Howard Hughes movie? Which one?
Oh man, I can't remember what it was called, but he was like that rich philanthropist guy that had all the airplanes and stuff.
Oh
you remember
shit!
That? Why is that what I thought of?
I'm very surprised that that's what you thought of as well. I would have thought like something like Inglourious Bastards or like some kind of war movie.
I don't know. I really have a hard time with like picking favorite movies and stuff like that because I like so many different things depending on my mood.
That's fair.
But I don't like picking favorite individual movies, but like favorite genres. And
okay.
Right now, I'd say my favorite genre of movies is like either like thriller type stuff or like realistic crime, not like true crime, but like fictional stories based around true crime.
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie off the top of my head that I saw recently that was like a fictional take on a real crime that was never solved.
Oh, that's cool. If you think of that, I'm going to need the name to that movie.
Yeah, they just like took this real story and then like went off with this crazy story that was clearly like they knew it was fake and they said, yes, this is fake, but we're gonna make this elaborate bullshit story for a movie. It was actually pretty cool.
Dang. All right. Favorite song? Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, these are the worst favorites, man. That's like the same thing with what I just said. I'm like really like genres.
Okay, how about we change it to favorite musician?
Favorite musician?
Yes.
That's easier. I would say, like, if I had to pick an all-time favorite musician, if we're going to say that's still alive, probably Jack White. That's dead, I don't think I could actually pick again. But my favorite, like, current age musician is probably Jack White, just because everything that he touches seems to have like a different spin on what he's best at, which is just the rock genre. But whether it's like the garage band, like rock, the southern rock, like he's done so many different things, and I like all of them and the way that he puts his spin on it.
Oh,
Even though it's not my favorite genre of music at all either. I love metal.
Oh, that's right. You are
But
a
he's just a
metalhead.
very interesting artist.
Huh. I might have to look him up then. All right, this one should be slightly easier.
Did you just have to say you have to look up Jack White?
Yes, because I don't know who he is.
What?
I don't know much about like rock.
Oh my god.
At all. I'm sorry. I don't listen to rock anymore. The only reference of rock I have is like
I can't wait to see the YouTube comments on that one.
It's fine. It's okay. Wait, give me some reference here. What has he done? Like what songs? I don't know artists at all.
Like the one thing that he was best known for was being in the White Stripes.
Oh, the. Right?
I mean, I don't know. It sounded a little different back in the day.
I'm doing my best here, bud. I know like 2 songs from the White Stripes, and it's Paint It Black and what's that one about friendship? I think it's about friendship. Oh, I don't know. You know what? Just come for me in the comments.
Probably heard Seven Nation Army.
Oh yeah, Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that was him and
Redeemed.
like his ex-sister, wife. I don't remember what they actually were. They were some sort of, I don't remember whether they were family or married, but I guess that either way makes them family, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We're getting into semantics here.
Okay. Just come for me in the comments. It's fine. I understand.
Hey, at least you redeemed yourself.
That's true. I know the songs. I just would never have. I don't pay attention to like members of a band. I guess it's just like, oh yeah, that's the White Stripes. That's as far as I go.
Yeah, I do stuff like that all the time. Like I think of random things that just pop into my head out of nowhere, like whether it's music or a movie quote or something like that, and then I'll forget about it and I won't remember it for a decade.
Yep, same. All right. Favorite snack?
Favorite snack? Peanut butter.
Ooh, crunchy or smooth?
Depends on my mood. They both have their time and place. For a sandwich, typically I like creamy because chunky will just like wreck your bread unless you've got the right bread. Like, but if you're just using like regular, basic bitch ass, no structural rigidity white bread, like, or butter bread, like, those nuts gonna tear right through that,
It's crunchy or bust, man. Just get yourself some better bread. No Wonder Bread nonsense.
Hey, sometimes it's just like it creamy. I like both. Like I said, it just depends on my mood,
All right. Whatever.
Why do you think they make peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms? People have a choice, okay?
Sorry to knock on your choice.
My peanut butter?
Yes, because it's crunchy or nothing. All right, this is going to be a division for sure because they're like people who like crunchy are like diehard crunchy fans. Like you can't go wrong with crunchy peanut butter.
in the middle of the road, dude. I'm like that was so much shit. Like I'm such an obnoxious person when it comes to like, oh yeah, I can kind of see both sides of that.
I hate
with
you.
So much shit. People are like, make a fucking decision, and I'm like, no, I don't really want to make any decisions. I'm pretty comfortable here in the middle, going, because that's all I've ever known.
It's life or death, crunchy or creamy.
I'm just gonna wait.
Oh God.
Too much pressure.
That's it. The Grim Reaper takes your soul. All right. Favorite drink?
Oh, probably tea.
Okay.
Like all sorts of different kinds of tea. I like hot and iced tea.
Okay, that's fair.
I did have a kettle on my desk until it ended up in a box the other day because I'm packing. But yeah, no, I drank a god awful amount of hot tea in the winter and just regular tea all the rest of the time.
Nice, very nice. All right, this one's gonna be probably a little bit harder, but I'm not entirely sure. Favorite video game?
Man, favorite video game. I love Escape from Tarkov, and I have a love-hate relationship with that game. I have definitely put like a solid 3,000 to 4,000 plus hours into that game over the last few years, and I love it. But at the same time, I hate it because I don't get the same enjoyment that I used to from it. So I kind of resent the game, even though it's just me and I've changed and my taste has kind of changed slightly and what I'm interested in. Like, it's not that it's the game, it's just how much can you do the same thing, before you get burnt out. And you hear that all the time from content creators. Like, you play the same thing so much that you grow to hate it.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's just that how many times can I, start from the bottom and race my way to being one of the first, couple hundred people like on Twitch to be like maxed out level,
Yeah.
Or even back in the day, I mean, it was one of the first like 25 to 50, depending on like whether I could put in time for it or not. Like, and then as it grew, like, it's gotten more try-hardy and like stuff like that, which is partially like enjoyable, but because my interest has kind of faded away on that, like, I don't really want to try that hard.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, so now I don't really know what my favorite game is anymore. Like, I really like RimWorld. It's a lot of fun.
It's a great game.
At the same time, like, I don't think I could just play that forever. Like, I don't think I could ever just pick a game like I used to and just play that forever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I keep seeing Thea's little head pop up in the corner of the screen. Do you want to introduce her?
Where is she?
She was behind you just a second ago.
Over here?
Yeah.
Oh, Thea. Come here. Come here. Come here. Weird having this big ass shit chair because I got rid of my other one already.
Oh, look at her little face. Oh, I love her. Oh. For those of you who are listening instead of watching on YouTube, you can find her as Thea Corgi on Instagram.
Thea the Corgi.
Thea the Corgi on Instagram. She's just the sweetest.
I'll have to spell it for you, but
oh yeah, THEIA the Corgi.
Yes.
Oh. Can we just replace this interview and have her be the guest this entire time? That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, we totally could.
Oh.
Put the headphones on her and everything. I have a cat over here too, but relaxing.
Cute.
Hey, you just gonna hang out there now? You just gonna hang out down there? Now I'm gonna be like talking to my crotch every few seconds, But,
It's fine. It's casual. All right. Let's get a little bit more personal. I know that you are moving in a very short amount of time here soon. It's like what, like 3 weeks?
Is that now? Let's see. I have a tracker thingy on my phone. 18 days.
18 days. Dang.
Yeah.
And so you're traveling across the country from Oklahoma to Washington, Seattle.
Yeah.
First of all, like, what made you want to do that?
Well, whenever I was in the military, I was West Coast, and I liked the West Coast. I just really wasn't ever super interested in living in California again.
I feel that.
So, I mean, that kind of just leaves you with two options, which was Oregon or Washington. And so, like, I started weighing the benefits and looking into them, and it turns out I had some friends that live in Seattle, and I like the biggerness of Seattle because Portland is, like, fairly comparable, actually, in size to where I live now.
Okay.
It's just Portland has a lot more going on than where I live now, because where I live now in the Tulsa area, like, it's just a dead, like, I don't know. You get drunk, you get in trouble, and that's pretty much it. Or, hey, maybe you go cook some meth on the weekend. I don't know. That's just kind of what people do here. Don't suggest it at all. I don't. Not my thing. That's why I'm leaving. Want to go someplace without the meth.
Thanks for that clarification. So, just outside of the biggerness, is there anything that you're looking forward to in Seattle specifically?
There's just a lot more interesting things going on to do up there. You have a lot more like attractions, and like being a bigger city, you have a lot more things that come through, like event wise, sports, or all sorts of like parades and celebrations, all sorts of things like that that you don't get in the Midwest. You don't, unless you go to like Dallas or Chicago or Minneapolis or one of the big cities here in the Midwest. You just don't get that. Or even Austin. And then outside of Seattle, you've got mountains. You can hike, ski, snowboard, do this. There's lakes, there's that. You can go up north into Canada, and there's all sorts of things to do. You don't have any of that here. We've got dirty man-made lakes. It's flat everywhere, and it's really, really, really hot and humid in the summer. It's really cold, and everything's dead in the winter, and that's about it.
Considering your obvious disdain for Oklahoma, why are you there in the first place?
I was born here. It's cheap to live here. Don't get me wrong. You can, make $30,000 a year and be fairly well off here. Not rich or anything, but you're definitely not poor by any means. What are you doing? And but there's just no opportunity. It's not growing. The wages aren't going up. The industries that I'm interested in don't really exist here. So what's the point in staying here? The only reason I came back after I got out of the military was because I was like, so what do I do now? I guess I go home. What do you do? I didn't know. I just came home. That was kind of what I did back then. And then, I wouldn't say I regret it, but it was definitely a dumbass choice. Like, why did I not take the opportunity to go do something new then, instead of going back and doing what I'd been doing?
That makes sense. For going home, like, do you see your family often?
I see them fairly often here. I see my dad all the time because he owns this house.
Gotcha.
I moved back to help him like 3.5 years ago. He got laid off 3 years ago. I think it was like right about 3 years ago now. He got laid off, and I was living on the opposite end of town, and my lease was up. So I came back to help him, got rid of my car, this and that, and just I'm still here. So.
All right. And is your dad doing?
A lot of that's just because like it took almost a year before he started working again, and then even then, like, he doesn't make what he used to make, which is unfortunate. But it's just kind of been one of those situations that I help him, and he was able to help me with some things too, and but now it's time to go.
Yeah. What was his reaction when you told him that you were leaving?
He really didn't react all that much. He was just like, "Oh, cool. What are you doing to do that?" All right. He's just kind of really like, "Oh, okay." Like, not really much to say about it. Like, I don't know. It's been weird. I think he's internalizing it, maybe.
That makes sense.
Because like he just really hasn't, like, he's brought it up and like we've talked about it and stuff, but he hasn't, like, it's just been like you're talking to some random person like, "Oh, hey dude at the bus stop, let me tell you about what I'm doing." "Oh, hey, that's cool, random guy. All right, don't give a shit." Like, just very ho hum, like, like, and it's just, you can tell that it's not supernatural. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Like, that's not his very genuine reaction. It's just the way he's communicating it.
Interesting. Okay. Do you ever feel like you internalize things the same way that he does?
I have. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and who doesn't? Like, I know that like we all have ways of internalizing certain things. There's always certain things that you don't want to either admit that you have a problem or that you're struggling with or that bother you or whatever it is, because maybe it's something that bothers you, but you know that you shouldn't be bothered by it. So you just suppress it,
Gotcha.
Or maybe it's something that you don't want people to know because you're ashamed, even though it's absolutely stupid. I mean, I know I have tons of things like that. Like, why am I so ashamed that I'm skinny? why is that something that like I'm self-conscious about? I don't know. I just am. Like,
You're self-conscious about the fact that you're skinny?
yeah. I mean, it's no different than like being fat or anything. I mean, I'm 5'5", like 130 pounds. 5'6". I think I officially hit that once. I think they measured wrong, but I'm just not tall. Like, I've been made fun of for being short and skinny, like, and small my entire life. So I don't know, it's something I've always been self-conscious about.
Interesting. I mean, same. I'm 5'3", so I feel ya. I get called small a lot, but I guess the difference is like with women, it's like, oh, if you're small, you're cute. So
Yeah.
it's like praised to be small, whereas like in your situation, people are probably like, haha, you're small, and it's like, okay, like I can't do anything about that.
My favorite thing is whenever people, thank God, it has not happened all that much in like my adult years, but especially in like middle school and high school. Like, did you know you're short?
No, not at all.
I thought that this last fucking 18 years of looking up at every other motherfucker, like when a toddler walks in the room and I'm like, hey, dude. Yeah, no, it never occurred that I am just not a tall person, okay? When I am waving at toddlers at eye level. Like,
I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry.
thankfully, usually that means I'm sitting down, but
yes, there you go.
but yeah, no, that's probably my least favorite was whenever they point it out like that.
Yeah, I mean, middle school and high school is hard for everyone. Did you get bullied for anything else, or was it just constant height?
I don't know. I don't really. I got picked on for like little stuff here and there, but like I was never the brunt of bullying.
Okay.
Like middle school was definitely some awkward years. Let me tell you, I swear to God, I thought I had some pictures sitting here on my desk from digging out the other day, but I think I put them back in the thing and got rid of those for now. But yeah, no, I found a picture of me from middle school, and I've got like spiky ass gelled hair and the ball chain necklace. But I mean, we're talking like, fuck, when would have I been in middle school? Like,
if you were born
I
in
started
89,
high school in 2003.
Started high school
Right?
in 2003? That
Yeah,
can't be
because I
right.
graduated in 2007. So 2006, 2007, 2005, 2006, 2004, 2005, 2003, 2004 would have been ninth grade. So 2003, I started ninth grade.
So 2002, 2001 was 8th grade.
Yeah.
So you were...
Or 2002, 2003, sorry.
You were definitely following the trends that Justin Timberlake set for us.
We're talking like early 2000s. Yeah, like that was the trend, man. Like, dude, I've got some of the worst pictures of me around in existence, and I'm totally going to show those off someday on my YouTube channel.
You absolutely.
I've already been thinking of like a way to present it and everything. Like it's all storyboarding in my head already.
That's incredible. I can't wait to see it because it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I know like I seem like a completely disorganized fucking mess right now, but like I'm really not.
Uh-huh.
Just in my head.
How do you organize yourself?
Adderall.
Okay, fair enough.
No, but honestly, like, yes, I am actually prescribed Adderall. I've been on and off different kinds of ADHD medication since I was like 6 years old.
Oh,
so,
dang.
Like, I don't mean like I abuse drugs.
No,
like I've been prescribed it off and on my entire life. And I just recently got back on it because my insurance was willing to pay for it. So that's nice. But otherwise, like I just had to think of ways that keeps me focused on a task in some way or another. And the best thing that I've found so far And I've tried, alarms, reminders, and things like that. But if it's not something where I'm going to passively see it every day, I'm going to ignore it. Like I can't do sticky notes or write it in a notepad because I will forget the notepad or I won't open the notepad. So on my phone, I have, it's kind of hard to see. These are all of my notes.
Jeez.
And so I can go and like, see this one here is I've got to take Thea in to get spayed and I can change like the priority of it and stuff. But either way, I just keep like a list of things. And then I use different like colors of check mark emojis to change their statuses if it's like a multi-status thing. And I just keep it all on my home screen there. That way, every time I look at my phone, which is like 9 million times a day, I see things. And I have actually stopped forgetting things. Otherwise, like up until like a few months ago, how did I organize things? Hoped I didn't forget.
And is that like just part of having ADHD, or is that like just you as a person?
I think partially it's me as a person, but also I think it is. I mean, I guess that's kind of goes hand in hand, does it not? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Who I am is kind of a direct reflection of that, but I think partially it's because it's hard to focus and organize things in my head. So the idea of trying to keep track of something physical as well was just stressful. Whereas something that you've already learned to just inherently become used to keeping track of, it's not stressful because you're already conditioned to that. So I just figured out a way to like work it in. But I used to just like all of my bills, all of my budgeting, everything I used to do in my head. And somehow I'm really good with breaking things down and doing numbers and stuff. And I bartended for 9 years, so I worked completely from cash. So I kind of was just able to learn to kind of figure out trends and like analyze numbers. I'm really good with numbers. If I understand what I'm breaking down, I'm really good with analyzing numbers. So I actually did really well budgeting things in my head. I just forgot about things a lot. So I paid things late a lot. It's not that I didn't have the money there. I would just not pay it on time. Like I would have the money. I would always be setting it aside. It's just when the due day would come, it'd be Wednesday, and then Friday comes. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to call them Wednesday. Squirrel brain. And then, or I'd think about it Wednesday morning, and I'd be like, oh, I need to call them in a bit. But because I didn't have notes or something to remind me, I would, be like, okay, I'll do it here in a minute whenever I'm on my way to work. And then I would get sidetracked on Twitter or whatever. And then it's paid late. So it's not that I was bad with my money. I was just bad with completing things on time.
Gotcha. Was there anything that there was like a really bad consequence for when you forgot something? Like, was there anything that was like really bad?
I mean, in the past, yeah. Forgetting to, pay tickets or pay bills or whatever, I definitely kind of screwed my credit and stuff up for a while, but hey, it's getting better.
Good.
I'm on the up and up there, okay? I don't know why I look like I was about to backhand my credit. I'm on the up and up. Credit's my bitch now. I guess that's what that was.
I guess so. You're just really excited to make credit your bitch.
That was in my Tinder profile until I deleted my Tinder. Was I like long walks on the beach, long walks to my bed, eating snacks and checking my credit score daily or something like that.
Oh my god. Did that actually land any hits on Tinder?
Oh, I literally only used Tinder as something to do whenever I had nothing else to read whenever I was pooping. I never actually messaged people on Tinder. It is just mindless entertainment. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, as a person who has never used Tinder unironically, what? Entertainments? How? Explain.
Okay, so I have used Tinder legitimately, like, and not like as hookups, but like made some friends and I did date 2 girls that I'd met off Tinder back in like 2014, 2015, back when it first came out and it was like in its hype. And then after the girl that I was dating in 2015 and I broke up, I just didn't use it for a long time. And then one of my friends was like, "You haven't dated anybody in a while. Like, you should use Tinder." And so I downloaded it again. And I was just like, I'm really not that interested in this. So it just kind of became more of like, how can I just be a shitlord? And so, like, my profile is half serious. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, turn down an opportunity if a nice person messages me or something, but I'm not going out of my way to put any effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why usually it's like if I run out of things to scroll through on Twitter or whatever while I'm doing my business, I'll swipe through Tinder.
Feel like your
You
pooping time needs a little help.
You see a lot of weird, goofy profiles and stuff. Like, you ever see those things on like the articles where it's like some of the most ridiculous Tinder profiles you've ever seen and stuff?
No, actually. And I feel like I have a thing I need to Google.
Just look up, just Google like ridiculous Tinder profiles.
I'm just gonna
and
write this down real quick.
It's pretty funny. So I haven't had it on my phone in a while, but yeah, no, the only times I've had Tinder on my phone in the last year or two, where I've installed it a couple times, is just because I was like, I'm bored. What can I do? Like, I guess I'll swipe through Tinder for a bit. And so I started just literally putting it in my profile. It says that I only use this when I poop in my profile. So, like, let me download it and see. I'm gonna download it and see if it's still there.
Oh my god! Doesn't Tinder like delete your profile if you don't use it after a while?
I don't know. Okay, it's downloading.
Okay.
Where did it go? Oh, there it is.
Was there anybody that you ever interacted with on Tinder that like called you out on that?
Yeah, once or twice, and we laughed. They made a poop joke, I made a poop joke, and then we never talked again.
It's just how Tinder goes.
I replied because they made a funny poop joke, so I made a funny poop joke back, and they never said anything. So I was like, all right, cool, yeah, all right.
Okay, cool.
No, it doesn't say it anymore. It just says, I'm moving.
Oh,
That's it.
goodness.
That's all it says. But I'll put it back in there.
Now, when you move to Seattle, do you plan on using any dating apps like that?
God, I hope not. Hopefully I'm too damn busy.
True. I mean, isn't there like a Bumble but for finding friends?
Yeah, no, there is. I guess there's like, because I saw it advertised on like a Twitch ad once.
Interesting.
I don't remember if it was like one of the ones you watch for bits or what it was or something like that, or if it was Twitch or maybe it was YouTube or something. I don't know, but it was specifically like something around that space. And, it was like, hey, you can meet gamer friends, go to Bumble gamer thing or whatever. And I was like, what?
Interesting.
And so I downloaded Bumble and looked at it, and it was just like, it's a thing where you can like pick your interests on the friends side and you can put gamer in there, and that's all I'm talking about.
Oh. Would you ever use something like that?
I don't know. I don't know if I can take it seriously enough. Like, I feel like I have too many things that I want to keep myself busy with on my own to have that much interest trying to win someone over that I've never seen. You know?
That makes sense. I can see that.
Like, my experience with dating apps has been that, and I this is gonna sound shitty because I know that guys are just as shitty and girls, like humans are just shitty people, humans are just shitty people. Why does it sound so dumb? We're definitely not shitty elephants.
I mean, I don't know about you, but
hey, some people are, you know.
I identify as a unicorn. Thank you very much.
Why did I want to make a junk in the trunk? Junk in the trunk joke. Junk in the trunk. I said drunk in the trunk.
Oh God.
Oh shit. You know, I actually have a funny story about that too.
Carry on.
So, anyways, my interactions with people have seemed to be that they feel like they expect me to carry the conversation. And whenever I talk to other people that have used it, it seems like it's the same thing. Like there's just either just this disconnect, or just that people will say hi and they'll be like, hi. And you're like, hey, what's up? Nothing. Okay. The fuck am I supposed to do with that to make a conversation? I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know anything about you. Your profile says down to party. Like, you've got a picture of you and then a picture of you making a really like crazy face with your eyes bugged out that you clearly like zoomed in really close into a group photo and cropped out. And that's your profile. And this is the conversation material you're giving me. And I'm expected to carry this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how about not much? What about you? Or do you like baseball? Like, fucking ask me a question. I don't know. Like, shit. But that's been like the thing, is it's like very quickly like dead conversation. Like, I just detect very, very quickly off the bat that kind of thing. It's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's cool. What about you? Nothing. Or I'm good. Okay. You're really putting effort into this. And then I just lose interest and I just stop. So I think everybody that I meet on dating apps, I just kind of predisposes, you're not very interesting.
Fair enough. I mean, I get that like with like people in DMs for sure. Like they like reach out to me and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And then they'll be like, they'll do the same thing. Like I'm good. Like it's not even like they're just trying to be friendly. And I'm like, if you're not gonna carry on a conversation, like why did you slide in anyways? I'm very confused.
Yeah. I feel like people have this inherent need to like, they have to stay in touch, even if they have just nothing to say.
I mean, I can feel that. But like also at the same time, maybe it's just like out of loneliness and they just want to have someone to talk to, like just one person.
So I was popping my back there real quick.
You're good.
No, I can agree with that. No, like it's absolutely some loneliness, because I mean, with the more and more that we've become digitally like connected and therein disconnected, you know what I mean? It's like the more connected, the more disconnected you are, because you're not getting the same physiological responses to interaction that you would whenever somebody's actually right there. Like it's really easy to message somebody and tell them that you like them versus telling them in person, because there's like a difference to like that energy of them being in the room or whatever it is. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. So it's like, yeah, we are missing that because we're staying connected with people all the time, but we're interacting with people less all the time. So it's like we reach out more and it's like we just cling to this idea that we have to continually have this like dialogue, or else it just no longer exists. Which to some extent is true. And I can tell you that like over the last few years, like I got away from like going out to bars and stuff like that for a long time, and got away from bartending eventually because I bartended for a long time, and that just comes inherently with its like bad lifestyle, you know? It's really easy to get sucked into. And a lot of the friends that like I had that were literally some of the closest friends I've ever had in my life, it's a struggle to even have a conversation with them like 3, 4, or 5 years later. And for 5 or 6 years, these people, like I was with them every day. So to some extent, yeah, there is like, I think that might be, is that people know that if you don't stay connected, that you will disconnect. So it's like they try and keep this continual dialogue of some sort, like, uh, like keeping a string tied around your finger,
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you ever
Oh.
feel that like you wish you had reached out, or are you fine in like your own little bubble?
I mean, yeah, I wish I mean, I have reached out actually. Like,
Mhm.
there's some of them, like, I've reached out, here and there, and I've been like, hey, sorry, I haven't, reached out in, 2 years, but, it's not that I don't still consider you the same friend. I just been wrapped up in life.
Mhm.
I'll see that, like, and that's really the only reason why I keep Facebook is to stay in touch with friends locally here, because Twitter and other stuff, like, isn't really big for, like, main social media here.
Gotcha.
Um, and actually, people think I'm weird. It's only like the subculture people that like Twitter here. Um, but like, I don't feel bad about it. Like, I feel bad, like, you know what I mean? But I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel mildly remorseful that the situation has grown to be what it is, but I don't feel bad as if I'm like guilty of something.
Mhm.
I'm just remorseful that that friendship is no longer what it was.
Gotcha.
That makes sense?
Yeah. And in this like age of like digital connections, like what do you feel like has personally affected you the most of like making connections, whether that be if you're even able to meet people in real life, or is it like all just digital? Like,
I don't know. That's super interesting because, like, whenever I started doing Twitch, like, that was another thing. Like, whenever I started doing Twitch and stuff, like 3+ years ago, um, I stopped going out. Like, and that was part of maybe one of the reasons why I started subconsciously, is that I wanted a lifestyle change, something else that was like the norm or what, to do,
mm-hmm.
rather than what was my norm then was to like go out and stuff with friends. It was a terrible lifestyle. And oh, I just literally blanked.
I'm talking about how you started Twitch for the purpose of,
Oh yeah.
changing
So
lifestyle.
I think subconsciously maybe that was part of the reason why I like jumped into it so much, like as intensely as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Was one, it was a look into a world that was way bigger than Oklahoma or way bigger than Tulsa. I wasn't restricted to the friends that or opportunities for friendship and this and that were here. I was no longer just somebody that just existed in Oklahoma. I was now part of something a little bit bigger,
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me something, I think, subconsciously to keep myself busy and distract myself to change habits. And so it's like, in some ways, I've made some of the best friends I've made in my entire life again. But I have noticed that these friends, the ones that I've had the longest now, like my friend that I know in Seattle, he quit doing Twitch a couple of years ago. He had some personal stuff going on and had to move back home. Him and his wife split up and all this. And he's since gotten remarried and he just had a baby like 6 days ago.
Oh, cute.
And like we have gone long periods without talking. And whenever I reached out to him, I was like, hey man, I'm moving up there. He was like, it was like we had just talked yesterday.
Yeah, I love friendships like those.
So I feel like I have more of those that I've made digitally than I have here locally. Like, I don't feel like I have the same. People don't share the same interest. So, and I think I've grown out of the lifestyle of all of my friends because most of them being in a very fundamental like region of the country, they're all married and have kids now.
Oh.
So they all think I'm crazy because I'm gonna get laid off on the 31st. Like they're like, you're crazy. You found out you're getting laid off, so you decide to drop everything and move 2,000 miles? Why? You should stop. You should save your money and save up to move so that you can be safe. And I'm like, you know how many times I've like thought about doing that, and then I've told myself that here's why I should not do something. Here's why I should not pursue what I want. And I think that's the thing is people that I've met online, they have a dream. Why are they reaching out to people across the world? Because they have some sort of a dream or something that is bigger than just their locale, you know? And so I've continually told myself, the same thing, that I should be safe, or I should do this, or I should do that. But why? Why should I? So that I can spend all the money that I would save up just getting by, because jobs here pay shit, but the cost of living has gone up 40% in the last 10 years. Like, why should I continue to do that and expect that I'm going to be able to save? I haven't been able to save up until now for it. These last few years of having that desire, it's not like I was all of a sudden able to make that happen.
Bye, kitty.
Able to make that happen just because like I was smart and saved. Like, yeah, back in the day, like when a car was $3,000 new and rent wasn't $1,500 a month, but minimum wage was still $7.25. Like back when college was not gonna put you in debt for the rest of your life. Like, yeah, maybe that was the way to do it, the boomer way. But
for lack of a better term,
that's just not really logical now. Like, yeah, I mean, and really it is, for lack of a better term. I don't mean that in a shitty way. But it's like, ironically enough, I was talking to you because I had been looking for jobs, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, what do I do? Like, do I keep looking for a shitty job? Do I just take this other shitty job? Like, what shitty job do I do in this shitty place that I don't want to be? Like, and it's not that this is a bad place. It's just not good for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to all the people that love it here, good for them. I mean, hoorah, hooray. It's more space elsewhere for me. I'll move out so one of you guys can move in. Sounds good. But no, I was talking to you, and you were just like, well, biggest change in my life came whenever I just kind of up and dropped everything and went and did something and pursued something. And literally in that moment, I was like, And over the course of the next 12 hours, I looked at how much money did I have? How much money could I make in between like the time that until I knew that I was getting laid off? What other income and this and that, and what would it cost and all that. And so within about 72 hours, I had actually bought plane tickets, already had like everything set up, like basically, and had decided to move halfway across the country.
I'm proud of you,
on
man.
a whim. So
it's scary
kind of
shit.
scary, but I think the biggest thing that I'm scared about is just two things. One is in general that fear of the unknown, of what if, the whole what if factor, just in general, just the what if factor. What if I get up there and I break my arm day one? What if I get stabbed? Or what if this? Or what if that? What if I get sick? What if I get up there and then all of a sudden my dad dies? Like, what if, Like, there's all these what ifs, because I know that my dad's not going to be in the best financial situation when I leave. So there's a what if factor from there as well. But I finally think I've managed to tell myself, what if what? What if you get up there and everything's fucking great?
Yeah.
Like, There's a million fucking what ifs, because what if could literally be anything that is possible or impossible. So why worry about a what if when it could literally be anything? Like, what is the purpose in that? That's what I've done for the last 10 years. And I've gone, what if, and here I am 30 something years old and I'm just now pursuing my dreams,
Yeah.
Like, that what if factor has been what's held me back my entire life. That and financial things and stuff like that were somewhat in my control, somewhat out of, but there were still the what if factors where, obviously I'm not rich right now either. So if I could have made it happen now, I could have made it happen then. So people think I'm crazy because I'm going to do it, right now, but whatever.
It's sick that you're
Fuck
doing
it.
it now. Taking the chance on you, that's like one of the best things you can do for yourself,
Yeah, I think that doing something for myself is probably what I need to do.
Yeah.
Like, when I look back and feel like the last 5-6 years, especially the last like 5 years, well, minus the last 2, like take away the last 2 years, 2.5 years, and then like the 5 years before that.
Okay.
Nothing stands out. Like, absolutely none of it. Not a single event, like not anything I did. Like, I just existed. I made a lot of money. I didn't do anything important with it. Just spent it,
Mm-hmm.
I just did things. I didn't do anything worthwhile.
Like we're living life in autopilot.
Yeah, like I kept telling myself, like I remember in 2012, I told myself, because I got accepted to college.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't get all the student loans I needed, so what did I do? Didn't go. So then what happened? I was like, oh, I'll keep looking into it. No, I didn't. It was 8 years ago. Still here. So, like, I don't know, something was just different. And decided it's time to go. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just really nervous because I got to go and, find a job, I guess. Maybe.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know. Gotta love that at least I got laid off, so at least I'm getting unemployment.
True.
Hey, no shame. I didn't do anything. Like, shit, not my fault.
Nope.
That's why the system's there.
Yep, life just happens that way sometimes.
Yeah, so I have like a couple things left I have to take care of, like shipping all of this equipment. That's I think one of the most nerve-wracking things right now is that I'm putting all of my computers inside of boxes and packing them and freight shipping them across the country.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Because I'm just getting in an airplane with my dog.
Oh man.
Like, I have reduced down to, like, I have a couple boxes here. Like, I have 1, 2, 2.5 boxes of things here. Most of my clothing all my clothing can go in carry-ons. I'm going to stick some of my, like, smaller equipment, like little stuff like the speakers, keyboards, mice, stuff like that, into another check bag. And then since I get 2, I'm just going to pay for the overweight and I'm just going to load it up to the overweight max. Because it's only $75. It's cheaper than shipping it.
That's true.
It's way fucking cheaper than shipping it. Shit. I was looking, it was going to cost me like $1,800 to ship my PCs and monitors by UPS if I were to just ship them.
Christ.
Like, in boxes. Yeah. It was stupid.
No thanks.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing I'm stressed out about right now is I have to find a pallet and boxes and all that and pack it all up. And then after that, I've got like a going away party. And then my aunt is throwing a going away thing. And then a week later, I leave. So, yeah.
It's going to be amazing. I have a lot of high hopes for you.
Jesus. 18 days.
18 days.
Yeah. And I still got to train a little corgi to not get all stressed out in her little plane bag.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah. And I got to learn how to use this.
Oh, yep. That's true.
Yeah. I do know how to take a picture with it.
That's first steps.
Not a good picture, but
it's okay.
but yeah, no, I got to figure out how to use this because, like I said, and I think I still need to, make a like, hey, who am I?
Yes.
Video for that, and I need to get that up at like sometime probably within the next week, probably by the end of this week.
That would be a good idea.
So, yeah, lots of learning and things to do and stuff, but
you'll get there. So the way I like to end the podcast is if you can offer any advice to people who are going through something similar to you. So like, let's say somebody literally is in the process of the exact same thing. They're dropping everything to follow their dreams. What is a piece of advice you would offer them?
If they're either already trying to do the same thing or just in the similar situation where they don't have the opportunities where they are or in their current situation or whatever, just stop telling yourself about the what ifs. That's literally the only thing I could think of. And I could elaborate on that more, but I would end up soapboxing for forever, so I'm going to not. But like, just stop thinking about the what ifs and think about the, like, how do you word it? How would I word this? Don't think about what if, just think about how can I? How can I? And then insert whatever it is that you want. Not what if this happens. Just think, how can I? And then insert that and then answer your question and follow that. And it at least puts you on the right track to pursuing what you want.
Yeah. Like, how can I start my own business? How can I start vlogging? How can I become a professional chef? I don't know, whatever your dream may be.
I mean, three weeks ago, I literally had a month ago, I had no idea like how to, I didn't know anything about what I would need for any of this stuff. I didn't know anything about vlogging. I just knew people pointed a camera, but I typed in how, and I just searched it, and that's how the same thing with like the move, how can I move for cheap?
Yeah.
Or how can I make more money? Like whatever it is, just how, and just let it snowball. Like just get the ball rolling.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I keep forgetting this will be the first time, the first episode that has this segment. You get 30 seconds to plug whatever you want about yourself. Go.
Man, that was really unexpected, especially when you told me to plug myself.
Oh no! How dare!
No! Pretty much everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, RabidGG_. Twitch is RabidGG. YouTube. I don't know how you can find me because I don't have enough subscribers to actually have normal links.
Sad face. We'll get there. But you're changing your name, right? It's going to be Rabid.
Well,
TV
I actually have 2 channels.
Oh.
Because I have RabidGG, which is my current channel for gaming stuff. And then I started a new channel, which is going to be all of my IRL, everything else. Between blogs, like tech reviews or this or that or whatever it is, things that aren't gaming. But predominantly, it's going to be probably tech reviews, and then the whole journey adventure vlog thing of moving across the country and seeing Seattle and the whole Pacific Northwest for the first time.
Hell yeah. Just send me the links to your YouTube channels and I'll leave them in the description on YouTube and in the channel notes for Spotify and Apple Podcasts, etc. So.
Okay.
Whew, all right. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. This was really, really insightful and I hope inspiring to other people. So I really hope that hearing Rabid's story, or Josh, I'm going to call you Rabid. That's just going to be how this goes because I've been
Dude,
calling you
it
Rabid forever.
happens at work too. Wait, I don't have a work anymore.
I'm surprised that people at work call you
It
Rabid. That'll
happened
be
at
a
work.
conversation for later. But I hope that you all felt some kind of inspiration and are definitely feeling a little bit less alone in your situations from hearing Josh's story. If you want to be on the podcast, please reach out to me on social media at Creating Dre, pretty much everywhere, I think. Yes, except for Twitch, but don't reach out to me on Twitch. That's not going to get you anywhere. Just putting that out there. Until next time, peace out, my dudes.